Page 1294. Follow along so that you know who's talking at which times. Music is heard, just like first act, gay and bright, opportunity, wide open spaces. The curtain rises as the music fades away. Willie, in shirt sleeves, just like his t-shirt, not going to work, just a t-shirt, is sitting at the kitchen table, sipping coffee. It's the next morning. His hat is in his lap. Linda is filling his cup when she can. Of course, she's doting on him, caring for him. Wonderful coffee, meal in itself. Can I make you some eggs? No, take a breath. You look so rested, dear. I slept like a dead one. First time in months. Imagine, sleeping till 10 on a Tuesday morning. Boys left nice and early, huh? They were out of here by 8 o'clock. Remember Biff and Happy? They're going to talk to Bill Oliver today about getting money so they can start their sporting goods business. Good work. It was so thrilling to see them leaving together. I can't get over the shaving lotion in the house. Biff was very changed this morning. His whole attitude seemed to be hopeful. He couldn't wait to get downtown to see Oliver. He's heading for a change. There's no question. There simply are certain men that take longer to get solidified. How did he dress? Like that matters so much, huh? His blue suit. He's so handsome in that suit. He could be anything in that suit. Willie gets up from the table. Linda holds his jacket for him. There's no question. No question at all. Gee, on the way home tonight, I'd like to buy some seeds. That'd be wonderful. But not enough sun gets back there. Nothing will grow anymore. You wait, kid. Before it's all over, we're going to get a little place out in the country, and I'll raise some vegetables, a couple of chickens. You'll do it yet, dear. Willie walks out of his jacket. Linda follows him. And they'll get married and come for a weekend. I'll build a little guest house. Because I got so many fine tools, all I'd need would be a little lumber and some peace of mind. I sewed the lining. I could build 2 guest houses so they'd both come home. Did he decide how much he's going to ask Oliver for? Linda's getting him into his jacket. He didn't mention it, but I imagine 10 or 15,000. You going to talk to Howard today? Remember, Howard is his boss, right? You going to talk to him about just working in New York, getting off the road? Yeah, I'll put it to him straight and simple. He'll just have to take me off the road. And Willie, don't forget to ask for a little advance, an advance on your salary, a little money early, because we've got the insurance premium. It's the grace period now, right? It's already late. That bill was due. It's the grace period now. That's $108.68 because we're a little short again. Why are we short? Well, you had the motor job on the car. Oh, that goddamn Studebaker. And you got one more payment on the refrigerator. But it just broke again. Well, it's old, dear. I told you, we should have bought a well-advertised machine. Charlie bought a General Electric, and it's 20 years old and it's still good. That son of a bitch. But Willie, who ever heard of a Hastings refrigerator? Once in my life, I would like to own something outright before it's broken. I'm always in a race with the junkyard. I just finished paying for the car, and it's on its last legs. The refrigerator consumes belts like a goddamn maniac. They time those things. They time them, so when you finally paid for them, they're used up. Linda's buttoning up his jacket as he unbuttons it. All told, about $200 would carry us, dear. But that includes the last payment on the mortgage. After this payment, Willie, the house belongs to us. It's been 25 years. Biff was 9 years old when we bought the house. Well, that's a great thing. To weather a 25-year mortgage it's an accomplishment. All the cement, the lumber, the reconstruction I put in this house, there ain't a crack to be found in it anymore. Well, it served its purpose. What purpose? Some stranger will come along, move in, and that's that. If only Biff would take the house and raise a family. Why not Happy? Goodbye, I'm late. Linda suddenly remembers. Oh, I forgot. You're supposed to meet them for dinner. Me? At Frank's Chop House on 48th near 6th Avenue. I'll meet the boys for dinner. Is that so? How about you? Nope, just the 3 of you. They're going to blow you to a big meal. Don't say. Who thought of that? Biff came to me this morning, Willie, and he said, Tell Dad we want to blow him to a big meal. Be there 6 o'clock. You and your 2 boys are going to have dinner. Gee whiz, that's really something. I'm going to knock Howard for a loop, kid. I'll get an advance on my salary, and I'll come home with a New York job. God damn it. Now I'm going to do it. Oh, that's the spirit, Willie. I'll never get behind a wheel the rest of my life. It's changing, Willie. I can feel it changing. Beyond a question. Goodbye, I'm late. He starts to go again. Linda calls after him as she runs to the kitchen table for a handkerchief. You got your glasses? Feels for them, then comes back. Yeah, got my glasses. And a handkerchief? Yep, and handkerchief. And your saccharin? Yep, my saccharin. I'm not sure what saccharin is, like a sugar or something? He needs it apparently. Be careful on the subway stairs. She kisses him, and a silk stocking is seen hanging from her hand. Willie notices it. Will you stop mending stockings? At least while I'm in the house. It gets me nervous. I can't tell you, but please. Linda hides the stocking in her hand as she follows Willie across the 4-stage in front of the house. Remember, Frank's Chop House. Maybe beets will grow out there. But you tried so many times. Yeah, well, don't work hard today. He disappears around the right corner of the house. Be careful. As Willie vanishes, Linda waves to him. Suddenly the phone rings. She runs across the stage and into the kitchen and lifts it. Hello? Oh, Biff, I'm so glad you called. Yes, sure, I just told him. Yes, he'll be there for dinner at 6 o'clock. I didn't forget. Listen, I was just dying to tell you. You know that little rubber pipe I told you about? That he connected to the gas heater? I finally decided to go down the cellar this morning and take it away and destroy it. But it's gone. Imagine, he took it away himself. It isn't there. When? Oh, then you took it. Oh, nothing. It's just that I'd hoped he'd taken it away himself. Remember that pipe down there that Willie was trying to use maybe to gas himself? Remember, Biff took it. Yeah. Oh, I'm not worried, darling, because this morning he left in such high spirits. It was like the old days. I'm not afraid anymore. Did Mr. Oliver see you? Well, you wait there then and make a nice impression on him, darling. Just don't perspire too much before you see him, and have a nice time with Dad. He may have big news too. That's right, a New York job. And be sweet to him tonight, dear. Be loving to him, because he's only a little boat looking for a harbor. She's trembling with sorrow and joy. Oh, that's wonderful, Biff. You'll save his life. Thanks, darling. Just put your arm around him when he comes into the restaurant. Give him a smile. That's the boy. Goodbye, dear. You got your comb? That's fine. Goodbye, dear Biff. Gosh, go, Linda. Always taking care of these people, huh? You got your comb? You okay? In the middle of her speech, Howard Wagner, who is 36, Howard is Willie's boss. He's 36. He wheels in a small typewriter table on which is a wire recording machine. So like something that would record you talking, kind of like this machine's recording me talking right now. It was cutting edge back in 1949. Howard brings that in on a machine and he plugs it in. This is on the left 4-stage. Light slowly fades on Linda as it rises on Howard. Howard is intent on threading the machine and only glances over his shoulder as Willie appears, like hardly even notices him. Trying to get Howard's attention. Oh, hello, Willie, come in. I'd like to have a little talk with you, Howard. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'll be with you in a minute. What is that, Howard? Didn't you ever see one of these? It's a wire recorder. Oh, can we talk a minute? It records things. Just got delivery yesterday. Been driving me crazy. It's the most terrific machine I ever saw in my life. I was up all night with it. What do you do with it? I bought it for dictation, but you can do anything with it. Listen to this. I had it home last night. Listen to what I picked up. The first one is my daughter. Get this. He flicks the switch and roll out the barrel is heard being whistled. Listen to that kid whistle. That is lifelike, isn't it? She's 7 years old. Get that tone. I'd like to ask a little favor of you. The whistling breaks off, and the voice of Howard's daughter is heard. Now you, Daddy. She's crazy for me. Again, the same song is whistled. That's me, huh? He winks. You're very good. The whistling breaks off again. The machine runs silent for a moment. Shh, get this now. This is my son. The capital of Alabama is Montgomery. The capital of Arizona is Phoenix. The capital of Arkansas is Little Rock. The capital of California is Sacramento. And on and on. Howard holds up 5 fingers. 5 years old, Willie. He'll make an announcer someday. The capital, get that, alphabetical order. The machine breaks off suddenly. Wait a minute. The maid kicked the plug out. Of course, Howard has a maid, huh? It certainly is a, shh, for God's sake. It's 9 o'clock below the watch time, so I have to go to sleep. That really is, wait a minute, the next is my wife. They wait. Howard's voice on the recording machine. Go on, say something. Well, you gonna talk? I can't think of anything. Well, talk, it's turning. Hello? Oh, Howard, I can't talk into this. He turns the machine off. That was my wife. That is a wonderful machine. Can we... I tell you, Willie, I'm going to take my camera and my bandsaw and all my hobbies and out they go. This is the most fascinating relaxation I ever found. I think I'll get one myself. Sure, they're only 150. You can't do without it. Supposing you want to hear Jack Benny, you see? But you can't be at home that hour. So you tell the maid to turn the radio on when Jack Benny comes on, and this automatically goes on with the radio. And when you come home, you can come home 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, anytime you like, and you get yourself a Coke and sit yourself down, throw the switch, and there's Jack Benny's program in the middle of the night. Gosh, I'm just thinking about a few things here. Howard gives more attention to this recording device than he does to Willie. Is that capitalism? The corruption of the American dream. It's not the relationships that matter. It's what you can buy with the money that you have that matters. And the price of this machine, Willie can't afford that. Howard knows that. Lack of awareness, or just doesn't care about Willie. Anyway, I'm definitely going to get one because lots of time I'm on the road and I think to myself what I must be missing on the radio. Don't you have a radio in the car? Whoever thinks of turning it on. Say, aren't you supposed to be in Boston? That's what I want to talk to you about, Howard. You got a minute? He draws a chair in from the wing. What happened? What are you doing here? Well, you didn't crack up your car again, did you? No. Geez, you had me worried there for a minute. What's the trouble? Well, to tell you the truth, Howard, I've come to the decision that I'd rather not travel anymore. Not travel? Well, what'll you do? Remember Christmas time, when you had the party here? You said you would try to think of some spot for me here in town. With us? Well, sure. Oh, yeah, I remember. Well, I couldn't think of anything for you, Willie. I tell you, Howard, the kids are all grown up, you know. I don't need much anymore. If I could take home, $65 a week, I could swing it. Yeah, but Willie, see, I tell you why, Howard. Speaking frankly, and between the two of us, you know, I'm just a little tired. Oh, I could understand that, Willie. But you're a road man, Willie, and we do a road business. We've only got a half dozen salesmen on the floor here. God knows, Howard, I never asked a favor of any man. But I was with the firm when your father used to carry you in here in his arms. I know that, Willie, but your father came to me the day you were born and asked me what I thought of the name Howard. May he rest in peace. I appreciate that, Willie, but there's just no spot here for you. If I had a spot, I'd slam you right in, but I just don't have a single solitary spot. He looks for his lighter. Willie has picked it up and gives it to him. Howard, all I need to set my table is $50 a week. But where am I gonna put you, kid? Look, it isn't a question of whether I can sell merchandise, is it? No, but it's a business, kid, and everybody's got to pull his own weight. Just let me tell you a story, Howard. Because you got to admit, business is business. Business is definitely business, but just listen for a minute. You don't understand this. When I was a boy, 18, 19, I was already on the road. And there was a question in my mind as to whether selling had a future for me, because in those days I had a yearning to go to Alaska. See, there were 3 gold strikes in 1 month in Alaska, and I felt like going out, just for the ride, you might say. Barely interested. You don't say. Oh, yeah, my father lived many years in Alaska. He was an adventurous man. We've got quite a little streak of self reliance in our family. I thought I'd go out with my older brother and try to locate him and maybe settle in the north with the old man. And I was almost decided to go when I met a salesman in the Parker house. His name was Dave Singleman, and he was 84 years old, and he'd drummed merchandise in 31 states. And old Dave, he'd go up to his room, you understand, put on his green velvet slippers, I'll never forget, and pick up his phone and call the buyers. And without ever leaving his room, at the age of 84, he made his living. And when I saw that, I realized that selling was the greatest career a man could want. Because what could be more satisfying than to be able to go, at the age of 84, into 20 or 30 different cities and pick up a phone and be remembered and loved and helped by so many people? Popularity. Status. Do you know when he died? And by the way, he died the death of a salesman. In his green velvet slippers and the smoker of the New York, New Haven, and Hartford. He died on a subway, traveling. Not with his family, traveling. Going into Boston, when he died, hundreds of salesmen and buyers were at his funeral. Not his family, huh? Things were sad on a lot of trains for months after that. He stands up. Howard has not looked at him. In those days, there was personality in it, Howard. There was respect and comradeship and gratitude in it. Today, it's all cut and dried, and there's no chance for bringing friendship to bear or personality. You see what I mean? They don't know me anymore. That's just the thing, Willie. If I had $40 a week, that's all I need. $40, Howard. Kid, I can't take blood from a stone. Howard, the year Al Smith was nominated, your father came to me and... I've got to see some people, kid. I'm talking about your father. There were promises made across this desk. You mustn't tell me you've got people to see. I put 34 years into this firm, Howard, and now I can't pay my insurance. You can't eat the orange and throw the peel away. Man is not a piece of fruit. Now pay attention. Your father, in 1928, I had a big year. I averaged $170 a week in commissions. Now, Willie, you never averaged. I averaged $170 a week in the year of 1928. And your father came to me, or rather, I was in the office here. It was right over this desk. And he put his hand on my shoulder. You'll have to excuse me, Willie. I got some people to see. Pull yourself together. I'll be back in a little while. On Howard's exit, the light on his chair grows very bright and strange. Pull myself together? What the hell did I say to him? My God, I was yelling at him. How could I? Willie breaks off, staring at the light which occupies the chair, animating it. He approaches this chair, standing across the desk from it. Frank, don't you remember what you told me that time? How you put your hand on my shoulder and Frank... He leans on the desk, and as he speaks the dead man's name, he accidentally switches on the recording machine, and instantly, of New York is Albany, the capital of Ohio is Cincinnati, the capital of Rhode Island is... Willie leaps away with fright, shouting, Ha! Howard! 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 Go to the next video to keep on listening.